Hi there, it's Kim Record, and I have a confession to make. I almost didn't do a video for you this week, and well, probably not a whole lot of people would have noticed, with the way things are right now. Weeks go by so fast, and if I had just waited and delivered one next week, would people have really noticed? Probably not. I could have let myself off the hook. I had a million good reasons why, I could have skipped the video this week and just done one for next week. But here's the thing. I made a commitment to myself. And this is what I want to share with you, because I see this so often in so many different areas of our lives. And I'm speaking from experience here. This isn't just what I've seen. It's actually what I've experienced as well. Is that, when we make commitments to ourselves and we are accountable only to ourselves, that it's so easy to let ourselves off the hook because we think that nobody's really going to be impacted. But the truth is, there is someone being impacted, and that person is ourselves. And it's a brutal impact, actually, when we really start to evaluate it, because it actually goes deep. It's not just a superficial thing. So, for example, if you've, broken your healthy lifestyle, your healthy diet by sitting down with a bag of chips, for example, is that really going to have an immediate impact on your physical body, on your goal? Probably not. Probably not going to have that much of a drastic impact on you from a superficial standpoint, but on a deeper level, on our self-belief, on our guilt, which leads to lowered self-esteem, which starts to impact our overall behaviors and overall habits over time. That's where the impact happens. That's where the damage happens. It's not on the immediate impact. It's not what we see necessarily right away. It's on the, it's on the deeper impact, that ongoing, because it will perpetuate. So once these behaviors and we let ourselves off the hook, and this does start to perpetuate, it will start to lower our self-esteem over and over and over again over time. So me sitting here doing this video today is part of my commitment to myself. And I wanted to share it with you because, again, I see it happen in so many different areas of our lives, in our health, with our money, in our relationships. Who's going to notice if we spend a little bit extra there and we're the only ones who see the credit card bill? Who's going to notice if we cheat on our partner over here? Nobody else will find out. Guess what? We know, right? We know about our own behaviors, and we can harbor that guilt, and we can harbor that lowered self-belief, and that carries through with us if we don't work to correct it. So I wanted to share with you just a few tips today on basically how I got to the point where I'm sitting here doing a video, even though I had a million reasons why I could have not done one this week, and that possibly nobody would have even noticed. And the first one is, when you're making a commitment, one thing I've learned, make a commitment, make it absolutely realistic. So look at it like you'd be committing something to someone else and not just yourself, right? So when you make a commitment to someone else, and sometimes we say yes and then we feel really angry and resentful about that when we have to follow through. When we make a commitment to ourselves and say yes, and then we don't do it and we have this guilt, it's really no different. Anger, resentment, guilt, they all fall into this really low vibration emotion category, and it's not healthy. It's not good for us. It's not good for us to carry these emotions. So before we make a commitment to ourselves, we have to make it really realistic, make it really doable. Look at your life right now. How realistic is it to start putting this into your life? Well, for me, making a video every week at this point in my life and my business, it actually is very realistic, and I knew that. So I'm making it happen every week, no matter what. And that brings me to my next one, is develop a no matter what attitude. So again, because you've made the commitment realistic, you're able to follow through with it no matter what. And even though these little excuses can come up and it can be quite justified for not following through, by developing this no matter what attitude, it does start to raise your confidence. It does start to raise your self-belief. So, my videos, you'll oftentimes see, sometimes I'm more prepared, sometimes I'm less prepared, sometimes my daughter's in the video with me. I'm making one every week, no matter what. So, you're going to see me as you see me. This morning I wasn't so prepared. I wrote a few notes. You're probably noticing it, but that's okay. It brings me to my third point. Focus on your progress, not perfection, because perfection is so paralyzing. Sometimes because we are focused on perfection, we develop this all or nothing, this all or nothing approach. We can do it perfectly or we don't do it at all. That it paralyzes us and we don't get anything done and we don't make any progress. Progress for my American friends. Where really it's the small, consistent actions that end up adding up to our results. If I hadn't started these videos a couple of months ago, I wouldn't have probably got anything out to, the people who might need to hear this message right now. I'm working on a book, but it could take me a little while. So if I waited till I had written the book and had it edited and, then had some videos professionally done and edited and then delivered everything to you, well, I don't know that it ever would have actually gotten done. Again, because life happens and so many other things can come up. So focus on your progress. Take little steps and focus on the progress along the way. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you can do 10 minutes of activity where you really wanted to do 45, that's okay, right? Because it's better than nothing. And usually if you start, with a little bit of time, you actually end up wanting to do more because it creates a bit of momentum and it's great. So I'm going to leave that with you today. Those 3 tips, making your commitments realistic, developing a no matter what attitude, and then focus on your progress, not on perfection. Like it's so important. It's what has me being in front of this video for you today, even though I really could have just skipped it and nobody would have known any better. It does make me do. I know better now and I feel great for having done it, and I hope this lands with you well this week. If it did, please consider joining my Body Love community and get these to your inbox every week because I love building that community. So we'll see you next week and have a fabulous, fabulous week.